The show. Happy New Year, Facebook friends, and welcome to YWTV. I'm Gretchen Lolis, and I'm the president of the board of directors for YWCA Northern New Jersey, and we're turning the tables on our amazing CEO Helen Archontou. If you've been watching our daily YWTV segments since March, you know Helen is always connecting us with incredible industry leaders, nonprofits, and local businesses, and showcases their important work centered around sexual violence prevention, empowerment, social and gender equality, small business support, health, and wellness. Well, today, I'm excited to be the one asking the questions and getting up close and personal with Helen. She is interviewed, highlighted, and honored by so many organizations. One day I was thinking, why don't we flip the script and interview our own dynamo? As a board member since 2017, board president since July 2020, an established realtor at SEG Realty at Keller Williams, a mom, a community activist, I understand the value of creating and developing personal connections, something Helen does flawlessly each and every day. Through her work as CEO, she continues to strive to not only advance the agency and create awareness around our mission, but is deeply committed to serving those in need. So let's jump right in. I have some fun facts about Helen, and they are huge, amazing things, and I'm so blessed to be in her presence at all times. And I just need everyone to know, I've known Helen for a little bit longer than I've been on the board, and I met her at a panel discussion. My girlfriend, Sarah Walton, was hosting a panel discussion, and I was just like, oh my gosh, how can she do that? How does she do that? So anyway, I had the advantage to meet her a couple of months later, and we clicked, and I'm just so excited to present my most inspiring, gifted, amazing, super girl, human, powerful. So anyway, here is her bio. So this is amazing. So Helen has been oh my God, tears. I love that about you, and we'll talk about that later. She has been CEO of the YW since 2011. She graduated from Montclair State University, won't say the year, with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. She holds a Master's of Social Work degree from Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. She has served as a state-appointed member of the New Jersey Task Force on Campus Sexual Assault and is a co-chairperson of the New Jersey Coalition Against Human Trafficking's Legislative Committee. Well, a member of the Nonprofit Steering Committee of Commerce and Industrial Association of New Jersey, winner of the 2019 Crime Victims' Rights Award from the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General and the Excellence Award of Victims' Justice, named among the powerful women of New Jersey in Senator Loretta Weinberg's 2019 and 2020 Women Power List, received the top 50 women in business from New Jersey Biz and the top 25 in New Jersey Award from Leading Women's Entrepreneurs in 2020. Helen, in her spare time, is an adjunct professor at Montclair State University and has done that since 2005 in the School of Social Work. She's also a loving daughter to her 90-year-old mom, who, by the way, lives with her, dedicated wife, and mom to her adorable 7-year-old twins, Stephen and Julia, who may be making an appearance today or not. Yeah. Welcome, Helen. Oh my God, I'm so pleased to be featuring you.
I'm Tom's wife, too. We'll put that him in there.
Oh yeah, Tom's wife. Well, dedicated wife to Tom. Oh, so perfect. Oh my God. All right. So I know personally how committed you are to the YW mission. Your board, staff, and those you serve, and work tirelessly to position us as a forward-moving nonprofit. The YW was a benefactor of the Mackenzie Scott $4 billion giveaway. The YW was identified as an organization with a strong leadership team that gets results. Amazing. With special attention operating in communities facing high projected food insecurity, high measures of racial inequality, high local poverty rates, and low local access to philanthropic capital. This was an unsolicited donation. This speaks volumes to your dedication to the why. You are being recognized for your unseen efforts, hours of selflessness, and internal grit. This is something that someone in your position most times goes unacknowledged. How does that make you feel? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the why. How does that make you feel?
Well, first of all, you're so funny. I'm turning the tables. Everyone has to know this is totally Gretchen's idea, and
Yeah.
we obviously we love each other. So it's nice to get a chance to talk to her because I miss her. But the gift from Mackenzie Scott was totally overwhelming and a shock, and just also the process of talking to them and why we were chosen, and then obviously hearing and reading her blog post after the fact, and was amazing. I mean, you said it, obviously you can go your whole career and never really get that moment. So I'm grateful, but for sure. And obviously this of all years, it's the nonprofit work is different than for-profit work. And obviously people know us as being a community support system, but that people don't always understand what goes into making that happen. And, how challenging it is at times. And definitely resources are tight and tough on any day for an organization because there's always more need. And, and it does take a village to put together the work that we do. So a gift like this is amazing, and it gives us an opportunity to be able to live our mission, and it's going to give us an opportunity to be able to do some work that we really wanted to always do, but has been sitting on a wish list, someday list, and so someday gets to be now because of a very amazing, smart woman who understood that it's not only about, writing a check to an organization, but it's about giving them the ability to spend it and do with it as needed without too many restrictions, and, to really be able to support, the mission and the team. So I am very grateful. It's a very, very generous gift. As we know, though, to run the YWCA, it's a big operation, and the funding that comes in doesn't go to the operation. It goes to direct services and getting pushed out into the community. But there's a lot of needs. So this was wonderful. It is going to allow us to propel and do more things. But we obviously always do need more support from the community so that we can continue to evolve and address what's going on. So, but yeah, I mean, it was an amazing moment for sure. Just getting that phone call and talking, it was an amazing moment.
Yeah.
And it did bring,
I love it.
It doesn't take much to bring, anyone who knows me and knows the YW knows it doesn't take much to bring tears to my eyes. As a joke, I do it at board meetings. I tear up at staff meetings. I tear up. I'm a proud like CEO mom of our organization, proud of our team. We have an amazing team. I am definitely the type of leader that likes to surround myself with amazing leaders. I'm smart, creative, talented people. I'm not someone who is not, who I thinks I have it all. I don't. What I do have is I have a good eye for talent and put people around me. And then I try to, step out of the way and let them, do their magic. And collectively, we as an organization and the community reap the benefit of our team. So, so yeah, I mean, everything we get and do, I share with all of us because it is a collective effort from staff to board to, volunteers, funders.
Well, I can definitely attest to that. You've made this like a group gift, and I have tried to let you know that this was a huge effort on your part, and you were like, rising with everyone, and you always make everyone feel so included, involved, and I so appreciate that. I was reading on the blog post that Mackenzie Scott did, and it's so super inspirational, the whole thing. But the last thing before she starts listing about all of the 384 organizations that were, gifted money. It says, the hope you feed with your gift is likely to feed your own.
Mhm.
So definitely, giving is going to feed you just as much as it's going to feed the other, whatever the need is. So
Yeah.
that was super powerful to me. And
I have actually, I obviously teach at Montclair State, and people always say to me, how do you find time to teach with everything you do? And honestly, it doesn't always even feel like work, because I really feel like it's a gift that was given to me, that people had said to me, find a career that really feeds you and you'll never feel like you worked a day in your life, right? I mean, that's the saying. And so I feel a responsibility to give back what was given to me. I've had so many great teachers, so many great mentors, and they shaped, what, my parents and, everyone really shaped. I stand on the shoulders of many people in terms of the work that I do. So I do feel a big responsibility to, turn around and bring others, along.
Sure.
Because I do think that is the case. I mean, it's doing this kind of work, as hard as it is, it's also, it's filling, and it's inspiring, and it's energizing.
Sure. You find your wins not necessarily in concrete things. You find your wins in the feelings that you get and the feelings that you give. I totally appreciate that. Hey, how about this? This could be a good time. What is the best advice someone has ever given you?
Oh, okay. So let's think. Well, so like one of my best professional advices, or is it, that sounded so smart, right?
Advice.
um, so yeah, I'm not that together and with it at all times. P.S. So one of the best.
That's not one.
Yeah. No, this is green tea. If you know anything about me, this is green tea, and this
Yes.
I brew and live off of. That's what keeps me going. So yeah, one of the best pieces of advice, that's a better way to say it, that I've received in my career was actually when I was an intern at the Department of Human Services, when I worked for the county, when I was in my graduate program at Rutgers. And my supervisor there at the time, whose name is Barry Schwartz, and many people in the community know her, we were actually working on a effort around welfare and supporting, people in the community, and creating a coalition. And, we were going through a series of ups and downs in terms of developing this coalition. And what Barry said to me at the time, and has stuck with me to this day, is, the key to being successful in doing this kind of work is knowing when to fight, and also knowing when to stop fighting. Because there is a fine line. And as very often when you're a social worker like I am, from a professional standpoint, or when you work at a nonprofit, or when you volunteer for a cause and feel so connected to a cause, we get so all in, that we lose sometimes sight, and we're fighting. But sometimes you can go too far into it, and as a result get lost or get sick, like lose the boundary and the vicarious trauma, a little bit of some of the ups and downs of the bureaucracy of doing some of the nonprofit work and the social justice work, can get to you. But so there is a balance of knowing when to move forward and kind of when to stop, and maybe reassess and, strategically move in a different direction, or stop and move with something totally new. So that is a skill that I learned early on, I think, with her. And I've employed regularly, and think about our conversations from way back then, when I'm, in situations and trying to decide forward, back, stay, back, which way to go. The other,
I think that I've witnessed that with you.
Yeah.
Being with, the organization for 4.5 years, that, it's so emotional, and you're driving towards the right thing, but then you have to know when to step off the pedal, because it's just not working, and you're wasting your energy, and waste is a bad word, but you're like expending too much energy on something that is not going to profit us or benefit us, I should say, right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it is. It's just about knowing like where to move your energy, right? It's just it's not giving up. It's just about, where to put your energy so that it has the most impact. And at the end of the day, when you're doing this kind of work, it is about impact. The other piece of advice I should say that I really do live by is not by anyone. I did get to meet him while he was alive more than once, actually. But he was a kind of a guru, if you will, Ram Dass. And he wrote a very famous book called Be Here Now. And those 3 words, be here now, have been very important in my life, because I have a busy life. I have a chaotic. The reality of it is, you listed lots of things that I do, and I do them, and probably a few more. And the result of that is that, if you get too caught up in all the different roles that we each have as individuals, or all the different things that we're juggling, sometimes you're just really not present for anything,
Right. Right.
And don't get me wrong, I don't have anything like figured out. I'm not someone that could like write a book and everyone could follow me. I don't have
I don't sell yourself short.
But I don't have any like secrets. But what I will say is, I think what has served me well is like reading Ram Dass's teachings early on when I was like 18 and 19 years old, and keeping them in my head, is that whatever I'm doing, I just try to be focused on it. I don't think about what I did before. I don't think about what I have to do after, but then I switch gears, and then I fully switch gears. And I think that helps me be focused and present. And, whether it's mom moments or CEO moments or daughter moments or, whatever it is, wife moments.
No, I definitely can see just by being friends with you and watching you, especially on Facebook, you spend so much quality time with your kids and you document it, and I think that is like a huge thing for your kids, that you're in it.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, I mean, look, I have a ton of mom guilt. I mean, this has been a weird anomaly of a time, right? Because I'm home and I'm around them a lot. We're working virtually and they're going to school virtually. But the reality of it is, when life is doing its regular thing, I'm out and about a lot and on the road a lot and not home a lot. So I have a lot of mom guilt about that. So I really do try to make the moments that we are together special. I'm thinking about Tiffany Kerr, who's one of our guests, and Chic Situations was her book. It is her book, and she talks about chic moments and making them chic. And although I really believe that, like, and people joke that I should like have a mommy blog post, but I research things. I try to come up with fun stuff to do. I try to come up with stuff that's going to be a lesson for them in some way, that I like a teaching moment. I can use it, in terms of shaping them, and things that I want them to grow up and know are important to me. And hopefully those will become things that are important to them. I mean, they're their own people. They'll go take their own way, but I want them to understand what's important to me. So I am intentional about those things, and you probably drive my whole family crazy with, the list, the adventures. We're all about and with the kids and everything. And I do take a lot of pictures. My father, and it was obviously not on an iPhone back then in the 1970s, had like cameras. But my father loved taking pictures, and used to buy the photo albums with the magnetic pages, and has like photo albums of like different stages of our lives. And when I got older, loved looking at those pictures. I loved looking at the pictures of my parents before I existed, and I loved looking at the pictures of experiences when I was younger. So I really feel like I document, because we've gotten away from cameras now and everyone uses their iPhone, but I try to cluster things in ways, because we don't really make photo albums anymore. Create like something and put them, like, even in my phone, I have them like in like little like albums.
You have like, you call them specific albums.
Yeah, and then even now, like, I mean, they're 7, but we look at pictures of them when they were babies, and they like love to look at them and and hear the story. And that's what I loved as a kid, because I think that instills like family values and the importance of our relationship, and what we've all been through and seen and done together. So yeah, I drive everyone crazy.
Okay, I love that. I love that. You know what? I want to give Tom a little bit of attention here. Why don't you tell us about what your cool husband does, and how you guys stay connected, and how you like live together through this weirdo, Corona time. And
So my funny enough, it's funny. We were up, everyone right before Christmas. Um, uh, Santa still comes to our house because they're still believers here.
Hey, Santa,
But
I know him.
yeah. But we everyone had been asleep, and my husband and I are both like vampires. We're up all night. Like it's not uncommon. And my kids are vampires too, unfortunately, and so is my mom. Funny enough, you can find anyone creeping around this house. But it was probably like 2 a.m, and the two of us were up wrapping presents, and everyone was asleep but the two of us, and we were just like talking and wrapping, and had music on, and we were like joking, and we're like, oh my god, I think this is the first date that we've been on since February, because we've been obviously in like lockdown together, but there's so much happening in our house. There really is no like true alone time.
Personal time to talk. Or
Yeah. And actually last night at dinner, we were joking about like going out to dinner again after this is over, like on a date. And my daughter's like, you mean we won't come with you? And I know that will feel strange for all of us, won't it? Because we're like pack animals right now. Like we do everything together.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Tom is a musician. He's a professional musician. He went to Berklee School of Music. He's classically trained. He's a drummer, a percussionist. He plays in the like blues and jazz field. And he's a working musician, so he does whatever he needs to do for to make music. He plays with bands, he tours, he makes.
Hey, is he going out now? I've never asked you that.
No, I mean, music has live music for the most part has stopped over the summer. They were doing some of those like outdoor car concert things, but he's pretty much been recording. It's interesting how they've been just recording lots of music, lots of songs. Lots of great stuff, and it's fun for me. Although when your husband's a drummer, all you hear is the drum beat. In the house, you don't hear the other instruments till the finished product is done, or you hear like 50 incarnations of the song until the final song is mixed.
Right.
Uncommon. But that's also like the crazy chaos of our house. At 2 a.m, he's playing drums. I mean, everyone sleeps through it, and he's like banging on the skins. So it's we have a Looney Tune house over here. I mean, but
I love it.
Yeah, it is what it is,
That makes it special. That's where your magic comes from, like figuring it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to the YW, what are some of the things that you are going to be doing? What are we going to be doing in 2021 to, support our community and just keep it going forward, bigger and better?
Well, look, this past year, not only has it, obviously it's been a year of tremendous loss. It's been it's also been a time of incredible civil unrest in our country. And, it really did focus and put a spotlight on what was before, but on, a lot of the, racism and racial issues and systemic racism, in our country and in our community right here.
Yeah.
So the opportunity, unfortunately, is to keep the light shining on it, not to let it go off and act like it's done. That move on. Is to kind of keep the focus there, and that's what we'll be doing. I mean, our work has always been about eliminating racism and empowering women, and we're just going to have the opportunity to dig deeper into it. Our goal is to educate our community and to help people understand the realities and to, activate them, if you will, so that, we all have some tools and new knowledge, different knowledge. We learn, we unlearn, whatever is necessary, to be able to go forward and create a more equitable society for all, because that's good for everybody.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
For everybody, and that's where our focus is going to be. It'll be, it'll be our focus in terms of our racial justice work and creating new opportunities to educate, to give, language. Will be our focus this year is to be working with parents, to be working with school districts in different ways than we have before, thanks to some of the, generous support that we received from Mackenzie Scott. We're going to be able to launch some new programs there, and to again educate people. In addition to all of that, we'll be focused on gender equality work, and look, it's important for us to support women and to help women be able to be their best selves, because not only is that good for themselves, but it's good for everyone around them. And so when
Yeah.
people say to me, there's no place for men at the YWCA, I say, that's ridiculous, because
Yeah.
we are all connected, right? And so it's the same
Exactly.
ripple effect. That's the same reason that eliminating racism is important for white people. There is a ripple effect, and there is a toxicity to having a world where there are inequalities and when there is racism, and it impacts all of us in a negative way. So, being able to refocus, and the organization now, and have this additional funding is going to allow us to be able to, as I said, do more work on these areas, help work with economic self-sufficiency, both for women, both for communities of color and Black communities. We are also going to be, we do a lot of work around childcare and supporting, creating affordable childcare for families. We'll be doing,
Mhm.
continuing our work there, and trying to develop, more ways to support parents in these strange times, that we're in. And,
Mhm.
I, shout out to our teams that have, everyone has really just moved to this virtual world in whatever way they needed to. And those of our staff that actually are in the schools right now and supporting families, so that families who have to work can do it. And supporting schools in our before and after care programs are, safely, doing that for our community. So, but we're very excited about what's ahead. The team is working in lots of new ways. We're actually hiring for some key positions, like our women's coordinator.
So
Um,
exciting.
is a really key role for us. So we were
Mhm.
really looking for a great candidate. We've been just accepting resumes now, so people can still send in. But that's a key role, working alongside with our racial justice coordinator and our girls coordinator. A lot of our work about empowering women is starting younger and focusing on young girls. And we've had an amazing new hire this year, Ilion, who's joined us, and really has brought our programming for girls and STEM programming and evolved it into a wonderful place. And strangely enough, this virtual setup really works for girls. Girls are busy.
Yeah.
Um, girls want to be involved, and this setup
Mhm.
that we're living with now gives them that opportunity. And our sexual violence program, has always been a shining star, and really a beacon of hope, for so many people in our
Mhm.
community, and it will continue to be that. And it just, we have a wonderful new director. We've got a great team of new and longtime folks with us, and we continue to evolve and add additional pieces of resources that can support survivors of sexual violence and trauma, to be able to move towards a life where
Mhm.
trauma is not their life. It's just something that happened to them, and that they're able to focus on other aspects.
And just speaking about that arm of the YW, that is something that, you were really concerned about at the beginning of the pandemic, because those, survivors or victims are with their abusers now locked in a house. So
Well,
you found they found a way to, support them, right?
Well, for sure, in domestic violence situations, which many of the sexual violence survivors we work with do have domestic violence. That is the case. Unfortunately, for
Mhm.
child abuse survivors, they're young children that are in abusive situations are living that way too, with a lot of challenges. But for us, we have always again been a safe, confidential place for survivors to come and get their counseling services from specialists, in this area. As I always
Mhm.
say, you have a heart problem, you want to go to a cardiologist. You've been, violated, by sexual assault, then it's important for you to see a therapist who is experienced in terms of helping, you deal with that. So, that was one of our challenges, is whether it was supporting our survivors in the emergency rooms when they were reporting these crimes, or whether it was now that they were in therapy and getting support through them, is being able to continue that safely, confidentially, but so we were able to seamlessly, and, kudos to our team, and, thank you to technology for working with us, and HIPAA compliance and all those things,
Right.
to be able to transition all of that program to, a virtual support system for our survivors. And we've even been able to add regular, our creative arts program has been able to add, regular sessions where they can, survivors have been coming together on nights like the night before Thanksgiving, or right around the holidays, when they're typically very hard times for survivors, they're triggering moments, and having our team, really figured out ways to still be able to be there, tenfold, was amazing. So yes, we will continue to do that. We're continuing to evolve. We always stay on top of best practices, with trauma work, and make sure that our clinicians and our prevention specialists are educated in all of the latest and greatest, so that they can, have this, the greatest impact.
Excellent. Well, it's great. It's a great wrap up. I don't know. Do we have to end now? It's 11:31. I don't know.
You're the host. I'm the guest.
All right. Well, I have to tell you, this has been so much fun, and I'm so psyched that people got a little insight into Helen. Maybe we can do this quarterly or do it again, because I love sharing you. Like I said before, you inspire me every day. You're such a hard worker, and you deserve all good things. So we look forward to, what is written for me. It says, I want to let you know that you personally inspire me every day, which is so true. And I said that without being told. Through your work and positive outlook, I look forward to working with you shoulder to shoulder this year to help turn your future visions for the YWCA into a reality. So let's go do good work.
And shoulder to shoulder, folks. I mean, what I will tell everyone, so mark your calendars. We're known for our women's conference. I mean, that is one of the most special days in our organization, that we really lift women, bring them together. And I mean, I truly can say that, those are like life-changing moments. Women have told us that they are life-changing moments. We are not, although we have stepped away from doing certain events that we historically have done during this time, because we felt like we needed a little, we needed to kind of have some respect for the moments in the life that we are leading. But this is something we're not stepping away from. We are just reinventing it. So get ready. In the next few weeks, you're going to hear all about shoulder to shoulder, how we're standing together as women, and how we are going to continue to support all of you with our women's conference. So that's coming. One of the highlights during this time really has been our support of our seniors in our community. And this Friday, on January 8th, we do have another virtual Friendship Friday program, where our seniors can come together. And this month on Friday, they're going to be talking about sharing their story with scrapbooking and journaling. I have to say, I'm living with my mom now. She's moved in March, and I've been caring for her. I get a lot of opportunities to hear stories now. And I always think about, I wish we had all these stories written or captured in some way, which is why, pictures are always so important to me from a memory perspective. But so this is an opportunity that we're going to give seniors some tools and some ways we can do that. So that's free program for seniors. Anyone can register. Just go to our website. And of course, there's always our virtual wellness classes for seniors that are chair yoga and different fit classes and wellness classes that are 5 days a week happening. And so seniors can also go sign up for those. So those are two upcoming things that we should tell everyone. I
want to mention something that kind of, we got invited to this event, and it kind of made me think, why aren't we doing this with Helen? Is the tea and tablets. It's the whole woman is giving away, honoring and awards. And it's this Sunday, and it's a Zoom, and you guys should just check in to see what's going on. And
Natalie McKenzie, who's an amazing force in our community and a philanthropist, and also someone who brings a lot of great speakers and education into our community with people that she introduces us to. She is raising money for two important organizations. One is Sarah's. There's two really important organizations: Never Alone and
Sarah's Children and Never Alone Again Resource Center.
Right. And what they're trying to do is raise money for tablets, because we're living virtually, for both of these organizations.
Awesome.
And so she's having a tea party and honoring 3 women, and I'm very lovely that I'm one of the 3 women that.
Yes.
And the other 2 are really powerhouses. So I am humbled to be, with them. But it's some of my favorite things: strong women tea. So I got a fascinator. So
I got my fascinator too.
I'm ready. So, yeah, so anyone should join us. It's a great cause. Bring a cup of tea. So that'll be fun too. So that's this Sunday afternoon at 3.
Thank you so much, Helen. And I encourage everyone to join us. Come join our party. Jump in with the YW, and we're really doing some good work.
Lots to do at the YW. We'd love to have you invest in the organization and be part of our space. We have obviously great board members, a great staff, and there's a lot of positive energy and light, and the more the better. So
yes, the more the better.
Wishing everyone a really healthy and happy 2021. I know that it was a lot to get through last year, and here's hoping that we get through this year with much good health and happiness, and on to new adventures for all.
Agreed.
The tables are turned back again tomorrow. It's tomorrow, right? No, I'm sorry, Thursday. Tomorrow is off. Thursday. Oh my God, Thursday I get to do a Share the Mic Now, which is one of my favorite segments that we do at YWTV. With Rona Vega, who I'm so excited to talk to. So she will be on. She is a community education coordinator. She's just a powerhouse, doing so much good, working with our young people, working with parents and supporting them. So I'm so excited to talk with her. And then on Friday, we're talking to Tidy Tova. I know everyone's been on the cleaning frenzy, or many people have been on the cleaning frenzy. I have not had as much time to do more projects than the whole house. But she's going to give us some tips about organizing. So I'm excited to talk with her too. That's Friday at 2:30. So lots more great YWTV with your other host. I'll be back.
The usual host. All right. Thanks for letting me guest host, guys. This was great. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.